Creating podcasts and videos is easier than ever with a tool like Squadcast. I'm John McDougall with Talk Marketing Academy, and I'm going to show you how to get podcasts and videos created very easily through a tool that's in the cloud. So Squadcast is $20 a month for audio only, and there's a 7-day free trial. And for $40 a month, you can have the video option as well. I highly recommend the video option because there's so much content that you can create out of that audio podcast if you leave your webcam on. We're creating a few shorts from every podcast. We're creating an 8-minute summary video that goes up on YouTube. And so why not get that no extra time content by leaving your webcam videos on? So once you go into Squadcast, you can see the dashboard here. Up at the top left, for your organization, you can see overall what you've done. We have 66 hours in there. If you go to the home button, you see your recent recordings and things like that. And then the My Show option lets you go in and change the show settings. So if you did want to make a different show, say you have clients or you have multiple shows, you can put an image and make a name for each different show that you have. We just have one show in Squadcast to keep it simple because we have so many different clients. We don't take the time to make a different show and add an image for each one in the back end here. So all we really do is go to the dashboard and then hit new session, schedule a session, or you can do start session now, but we usually schedule a session out in advance. You put a title, so podcast, the date, the time, and then I always select now video and audio. You could just do audio only, but again, you're going to get more mileage if you leave your video on, especially if you're interviewing an influencer that has a social media following. Now you can share those YouTube shorts of the podcast with them that they can share on their, on their social media, and you can get more visitors to your site that way and more visibility. So click video and audio, and then you can hit schedule a session. But before you do that, you can hit copy stage link. There's another place you can get that later, or you could put people's email addresses in here if you want, and it will automatically send them an email. You can create a backstage, so if people want to listen in on the podcast while you're recording it, they won't be heard on the live show, but they could chat with you and kind of follow along. We haven't done that, but it's a kind of a neat feature. So anyway, then you hit schedule session, and there you are. You have your podcast show already scheduled. Then you can take that link that you copied or get the share link again right here, copy link, and then go into an email, paste it in, and say, hey, Joe, looking forward to next Thursday's podcast. Here's the link. And it's really easy for people to join you. You can give them a little instructions like wear headphones so that you don't get audio loop feedback from your mic picking up their sound as well. So you can give them that instruction. Here's the link. Try to wear headphones. Hopefully they have a USB microphone, even something simple like the Blue Yeti for $100, or a Sennheiser, I think PC8 headset. They're like $25 on Amazon. So even a simple thing like a $25 headset with headphones is going to give you a much better recording than just say your laptop's mic. And again, if you don't use headphones, it is a little bit of a disadvantage, but Squadcast has a little toggle that you can select to cancel out audio interference if you're not using headphones. So then let's start the session. And now you can see that in the video screen as well, you can select test and your connection and your equipment, and then start recording. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Okay, here we go. So I just heard that. Sounds good. So that test worked out pretty good. I can see here it sounds clear. And then I can also change equipment right here. This is saying USB microphone, USB audio device. Let's see, Blue Yeti, check, check, check. The USB video is my Logitech webcam. Integrated camera would be the laptop webcam, which I don't want. That's staring out the window right now. And then the headphones that I'm listening to, I have headphones plugged into the Blue Yeti mic, so that's why the headphone is selected to Blue Yeti. So this is where you can select each of your device options. And here is where you can select echo cancellation if you, again, aren't wearing headphones. And then you hit join session, and your user would do the same thing, your interviewee. And so here I'm in the session, and I would just look over here. I could see if I have someone I'm interviewing, I could see their equipment as well and let them know if they think they're on a USB mic, but it's selected to their integrated, laptop system or whatever. You can let them know to change it. So it's nice that you can see your attendees' gear as well. So anyway, then you just have your conversation, and again, here's the settings. If you want to, when you're in there, double check, take a look at your settings from this place as well, the little gear button. And then when you're done, you just hit leave session. The recording is then over. And if someone drops off, by the way, while you're recording, it's going to close that recording out. But the good news is Squadcast is recording both locally on your computer and your guest's computer and in the cloud. So you've got multiple ways that you can get to your files, which makes it really nice from a safety perspective of not feeling stressed out about the technology. My right-hand man, John Marr, is a audio engineer, so he often does our recordings with clients. But I do a lot of sessions where I don't want to bug him, and so I record a lot with Squadcast as well. And thankfully, again, it's very light on the technical. Whereas back in the day when John was bringing a mixing board and a bunch of microphones and gear, it was a little more complicated. So those days are gone if you choose to use a tool like this. And in a way, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to get a whole mixing board and all the gear at this point if you're not super technical, because it just adds technology that can go wrong. We have a client who chose to get all that kind of setup, and they're doing less podcasts because I think they're having little glitches with their gear and they're not getting around to it. But what I like about a tool like Squadcast is it's very much just plug and play. You just hit record, and you're recording with people in other countries, and it's all backed up and easy to share with editors. So after you're done, you can then take those recordings. Like here's a recent recording that we did with a client. And then to download those files, you see all the different takes. That was probably 5 different podcasts. That's what John is usually doing, is each take is a different, say, 20-minute podcast or whatever each of those are. So each time you hit the end button, you hit the red record button, you do a podcast, you hit the red record, leave session button, and then that take is over. And so you keep creating new takes. And then when you go into download, you can download the entire session by saying get all files, or you can just download individual items. So you can download the, let's see, if we go to this one, for example, I can say download MP4, download WAV file, download MP3 only. So if you want to download all of the individual files, you can go do it there. And then those are also easy to share with editors. And so your job, say if you're an entrepreneur and you don't want to do all the technical side of it, you just come in here, hit record, create some great content, hand it off to editors and transcribers, and then that gets put up as blog posts. It builds your YouTube channel, and that's an easy way to create content from the power of your voice. So that's about it for using Squadcast. Believe it or not, it's that simple. Not much more to share. So thanks for listening, and watch our next video where we're going to be talking about Riverside, another similar tool.